The numbers looked impressive. Give us your take.
Well, I mean, these numbers were even better than I thought, and I'm considered, one of the bigger Tesla bulls. So I was really pleased to see Tesla increasing their margin. It looks like the few Model S Plaid sales they had really helped goose margin, as well as just excellent execution in the scale of the business now, having the highest profit margin we've seen for Tesla Automotive. So we're really excited about the numbers.
We're quite used to the regulatory credits pumping up these figures. They almost flattered to deceive, but actually they only made up a relatively modest part of the revenue this time round here. So does this set us up for a successive series of better revenue and profit numbers, do you think, going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just ran the clip about Elon talking about the constraints with chips, which is a real issue for everybody. But when you look at the fact they're not even really selling Model S or X's right now, which is their high margin car, and they have the capacity to do 80 to 100,000 of these cars a year in a typical year, the upside for Tesla in the second half of the year could be substantial if they're able to get these Model S's produced and out. And so it's been choppy, that production line, but boy, it contributes a lot. And so when you think out over the next 12 months, if they can alleviate some of the supply shortages of chips, Tesla's just killing it. There's no other spin.
Yeah, look, Ross, I think we can all agree it's doing really well. And the margin improvement, great. I think we can all ignore the Bitcoin story as a sideshow, at the moment at least. Anyway, but 114 times forward as well. I get that it's a good company. I get that it's a trailblazer. I get that Elon Musk is an extraordinary, colourful gentleman who you just can't not listen to as well. But 114 times forward at this stage when there's a hell of a lot of rivals coming up the rails on electric vehicles.
Yeah, but you also have to look at it a little different. First of all, their growth rate is 100%. So actually their PEG ratio is 1, which is actually low for the market. And you have to also look at what's happening with Texas and what's happening with Berlin. So they have already the installed base to double production in the next 12 months if they're able to get the factories up. So I 100% agree. This is not a cheap stock, and it certainly values Tesla's success and dominance in the EV market. But what it doesn't value is the upside of what Elon was talking about with this autonomous EV fleet of the future. When you really think about the technology that they have, whether it's in cell production and battery production or full self-driving, they are the juggernaut in several industries. So I think we're going to see Tesla being probably 3 to 5 times bigger in the next 5 years. So there's enormous upside. That's why it's the top holding of my fund, GK, listed on the New York Stock Exchange and at my firm as well, as far as an individual stock.